Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week at Shrouded, episode 60. There's only two of us here today, so I want to say hello for myself, AGreener, and our co-host, Mr. Rect. Thanks for being here.
Woo! I'm happy to be here with high energy.
Let's go, baby! I love it. All right, let's go, let's go. No, that was legendary. All right, we're gonna get right into this. We're gonna announce our silver winners for the week and the month. Then we're going to talk about some Destiny, obviously, the Twid from the week, the new Crucible maps, the Pantheon. Okay, we'll get into that later. I wanted to talk about how the Twid is like, gave you all the information about all the bosses, like they haven't been in the game for like 4 years now, but I thought that was funny. Anyway, on top of that, there's probably the shader stuff. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. But first, we're going to start off with the silver winners, then we'll get into Destiny, and then we're going to talk about some gaming news at the end of the podcast. If you're a recurring watcher, you'll notice that theme has been switched a little bit around. We used to talk about gaming news and then get into Destiny afterwards, but I've decided personally that because this is a Destiny podcast, maybe we're losing people at the beginning because we weren't talking about Destiny. So we'll give that a shot and see how it looks. So first thing I want to say, the 2,300 weekly silver winners are, there's two of them. They win 2,300 silver. Panda ICYMM and thesaintedn. Congratulations, you are our winners this week. 2,300 silver. Now once a month we do a 6,000 silver winner draw, and that happens to be this week, ladies and gentlemen, and the winner, this week. And the winner of our 6,000 silver monthly draw goes to Erratic Hostile. Congratulations.
Nice.
So, if you don't know how to claim, you just DM me in Discord. If you're not in our Discord, join it, shroudedgaming.com/Discord. You have 1 month from the date that this gets posted on YouTube to claim your reward. And, I'm AGreener, if you didn't know. My name's right there. Ding, ding, ding. If you're... I just recognized. Some people only listen to this podcast, so I can't point to my name on the screen and pretend like everyone can see it. Anyway, I'm AGreener. Join our Discord if you randomly stumbled on this and you're not already in our amazing Destiny community, which is what the Shrouded gaming community is. We're a huge gaming community of almost, not quite, 12,000 Guardians. We have 24 clans, maybe, with about 1,800 active Guardians in said clans, and we'd love to have you. So come on in. Once again, shroudedgaming.com/Discord. It'll bring you right in, and you're gonna have a great time. I promise. Woo! Okay. Woo! Woo! Sorry, I tried to do the Ric Flair. I hope it worked. So, this week we're going to get right into Destiny. First, I think we should talk about if we've had any experience in Pantheon, because I did. I assume you did, but I'm not 100% sure. Did you jump in?
I got the input. Mm-hmm.
Nice. So, this week's Pantheon, -5 power delta, not too crazy. I have seen some people struggling with it, but I'm sure if they just go at it again a few times, they'll get it eventually. We hosted some carries on our stream this Wednesday, and we're doing some more on Sunday. If you want to swing by, twitch.tv/ShroudedGaming. We'll be carrying people through. That's right, we're not teaching anybody anything. Just carries, straight up. Which kind of goes against our community thought processes sometimes, because we're always a huge component of sherpaing people through raids and teaching them all the mechanics. But for Pantheon, I just think we're just it's such a short thing. We're just gonna carry some people through and get them their emblems and have some fun while doing it. And that might get a little difficult around week 3, but we're gonna do it as long as we're able to. So if you want to swing by, get your chance to get in there, get your emblem, get some Adept or Harrowed or whatever weapons. You'll have the opportunity to do that.
I'm helping Hoppy do a bunch of carries tomorrow.
Beautiful. Love it. I did see those posted, so that'll be awesome. So there you go. We got some coming in tomorrow, not on the Twitch, but and then some more coming on Sunday. So let's do it, baby. Let's have some fun. Okay, so for Pantheon itself, I really enjoyed myself when I was doing them. I like the little, I guess, changes. It's almost like it's not really changes to the mechanics in any way, like Prestige Leviathan used to be, but it's probably the most I felt like, you know, this is kind of like a little Prestige version of the encounter, because there's like little extra things that were happening. So I thought that was neat. I guess Golgoroth almost is like a Prestige, because it's a completely extra mechanic. No. Hold on. Spoilers if you want to go in blind, okay? I'm going to talk about it. The differences right now. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, leave now. Okay. Yeah, so Golgoroth, not much, you know, a little extra adds, but you get the double unstable light, which was pretty neat. A little extra mechanic. You know, you kind of you got to separate. You know, before it was one person ran under Golgoroth, just a little bit further. Now you can't do that, or they'll both blow each other up. So you need to kind of go in different directions. Kind of neat. And then the extra adds and those weird ass knights that spawn. Magic knights that are glowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably more shit too, but never really noticed. And then the next encounter was Caretaker. What the fuck's different in there? Or just more bees,
the big difference in there, at least for me doing running, is that
running. I never ran.
The bees, those bees that the Caretaker shoots out,
yeah,
they spawn inside the room when you're running, and if they hit you, they add extra stacks of pervading darkness, so you don't have as much time in there.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that, actually. That's pretty neat. All right, so there's that, and then the next one is. Oh man, my brain's not working. Hold on, give me some. I want to remember what the third fucking encounter is. So the last one's Atrax. What the fuck is the third one? I did it 6 times. Why can't I remember what the third one is? What is it? We can't have too much dead air. What's the third one? Just tell me now.
The third one was planets.
Oh yes, fuck Explicator. Okay, holy guacamole, chat. My
Planets.
Isn't that called Explicator?
It is called Explicator, yes.
Okay. All right, so Explicator. All I really noticed was the Tormentor and then extra tornadoes. Does that sound right?
Yeah, those fire yes, there's a Tormentor, non-boss Tormentor, and then the fire tornadoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not a lot.
The fire tornadoes are probably the biggest ball ache in there.
Yeah, burns are a little high, but not that bad. I just ran through them. Like, it wasn't problematic as long as you have a resilience, like at least on -5 delta. And then of course we had our friend Atrax 1. And the only difference I noticed actually was the Tormentor. Is there anything else?
It's just a Tormentor.
Yeah.
And some interesting shenanigans can be done with that Tormentor. If you lure him over to the door when you're getting rid of
the buff.
What is it called? The debuff.
Yeah, a little purple orb. I don't know the name of it.
If you haul him over the door, somebody can go into the room and cage match the Tormentor, draw him in there. They'll die, but their orb will appear outside the door. You can res them, and you can just watch the Tormentor get sucked out into space.
It actually sucks them out into the space?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually awesome. It is cheese, you're right, Johnny, but you don't even have to kill the Tormentor, so, I mean, it's whatever.
You can just ignore him.
You can absolutely ignore him, especially during Explicator, because once the damage phase starts, he disappears. So, that's pretty funny. I don't know if he disappears during damage on...
I'm about to go off on a tangent, but I just noticed something in the TWID that annoys me. The bosses are not in the right order. It goes Golgoroth, Caretaker, Atrax, and then Cabal guy. Zoal, whatever the hell his name is. Why'd they put it in the wrong order? The hell?
Does that bother you?
Yes, it's annoying.
Okay.
It's
Anyway,
absolutely annoying.
we'll all be okay. I think. Maybe. We might all lose our minds. Not 100% sure. But I think it'll be fine. Okay, so I close that down. So overall impressions, I think Pantheon is a great little addition to hold us over for the month up to the final shape. I actually think Bungie nailed Into the Light for extra activities, like to hold us over during the longest season in the history of Destiny 2. Yeah, absolutely. Holy, like I'm not overwhelmed with how fun Onslaught is, but the rewards are good enough that it makes it good. Like, it makes it fun. It's fun to play with friends, and then Onslaught. Like I said, I've only got 6 clears, but like I enjoyed my time in it. I enjoyed grinding it. I liked the fact that, you know, I got a bunch of Adept and Herald and Master weapons, whatever they're called, depending on the raid. Some good gear, lots of raid spoils, like a ton of them, because you can keep farming for them, and you can do 4 bosses in 18 minutes, or 20 minutes. Let's be, that's, you know, 20 raid spoils. That's pretty good. Like, I think that's pretty efficient farm. Really.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and all this is fun, you know, all the extra weapons and Onslaught and you know, Super Black. I don't really care about Super Black, but it's a big deal for people to get the shader. Now, you know, I think they kind of rocked into the light. Now we've got the Crucible maps as well dropped in there, but they were coming anyway, so I don't really attribute them to Into the Light, but they just happen to. Like, they were always meant to drop in May. We were told that long before Into the Light was even announced. As far as I know, I think. I'm pretty sure I got the timeline right. But that's nice, too, that they're there now. That should, you know, help keep some of the Crucible and PvP player base a little bit happier. You know, that doesn't fix PvP, obviously. Like, you need to have regular updates like this. But you know, it's nice that they're there now. It gives them a little bit extra, and it seems the PvP, you know, Strike team is trying to make, you know, more additional changes to make it better. I see a little bit of discourse about the green bricks, but you know, it sounds like they're listening and they're trying to change it. We'll see if they get it right for. I guess it always depends on who it is, right? You know, you get it right for this group of people, it's not right for this group of people. So it seems like they're trying, is my point. Like, so that's really nice. I think they're going in a good headspace. Like, Final Shape is still the end all be all. Let's be honest. Like, if it doesn't hit, like, we're gonna be in a world of trouble for Destiny. But if it hits, and then the follow-up sequential episode is better than the seasonal stuff that we've been getting, then we might have a nice year here ahead of us before Destiny 3 comes out. Oh, don't forget me. I don't know. We'll see. But there is rumors that Destiny 3 has been being worked on. I don't know if they're true, but it seems like they might be. Dun, dun, dun. We're not going to get into that. We're going to talk about the TWID. All right. I don't know.
Before we get into the TWID,
yeah,
let's talk about Pantheon.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
I think. Well, first off, let's discuss. Who do you think that this activity is for? So here's what we have. Let me just set the groundwork. All right. We have an activity where we've got raids. We already know that the minority of Destiny players even engage in raids, have ever completed a raid. Go look at warmind.io, the vast majority of people haven't even stepped into a raid.
Yeah, like 80%. It's a big number.
There's a lot of loot that is provided, though, that primarily would help people that don't raid. I'm not talking about the adept weapons, although if you don't raid, you have no opportunity to get adept weapons anyway. But the amount of red borders that drop if you don't have very many of them in that activity is crazy. There was somebody on my team that for the one that we ran that got like 8 red borders out of one run. Just nuts, insane. He got 2 red borders every single encounter. So it almost seems like it's for people to catch up or get access to raid gear, but they're not going to be able to play this activity if they haven't been raiding. Maybe the first week, maybe the second week, but certainly not the third week, and definitely not contest mode week.
Yeah, well, the good news is you can get all those raid gears and weapons on the -5 delta. So,
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, none of that stuff is tied to any of the harder difficulties, except for there is one additional weapon each week that is tied to it. But the 3 that we got this week, which was tied to -5 delta completion, and then 2 of them were tied to points scored. Mm-hmm. You can get all those on -5 delta. You'll probably miss out on the other ones if you can't do -10, -15, or -20, but you still get some of them. So. Anyway, who do I think this is geared towards?
Yeah.
Well,
who's it really for?
This is for day 1 training, I think.
Think so?
At least the last 2 weeks.
A couple people online that have said that. Yeah.
The last 2 weeks are definitely going to be like day one training grounds for teams, which means we should get a team together for day 1 and train in -20.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think as long as like -5, like if it stays, like if it's a selectable activity where on week 2, 3, and 4 you can still do -5, -10, and that type of stuff. I guess nobody really knows how it plans on working. I assume that's how it's going to work though.
It'll be -10, then -15, then -20.
Yeah, but do you get to select them? Is what I'm wondering. Can I still do -5 on week 2?
They've indicated that you'll be able to do the other difficulties, that new difficulties will become available.
Okay. So I still think obviously -5 is in theory for, that could be for anyone. That's not for day 1 training. Like, that's pointless. So maybe that's for a little bit less of the initiated raid groups, or maybe to introduce some people that don't raid into, some adept weapons potentially, and get some really good rewards for, you don't have to go through an entire raid. Technically, well, yes you do. You have to go through the whole thing. It's all 4 encounters. I don't really know. I guess I don't know. I think people should jump in there. You got emblems, you got adept weapons, you got awesome armor, gear, guns, red borders. It's definitely worth it to try.
I think next week after reset, when people go in there, and that next week is going to be where a lot of people fall off. There'll be some people that struggled to get this done this week, and they're not going to be able to hit next week. And that's when the complaining is really going to start. There's already been some complaining about the difficulty of this activity on Reddit and the forums, but I think it's going to go crazy next week. It'll be interesting to see if Bungie responds to it, like how they have, recently, with where the community has made. There's been some loud people that have said this whatever is too hard, and they've toned it down. You know what I mean? So, but it's looking like Godslayer is probably going to be like one of those titles that not everybody has. It'll be a good amount of people that have it in the raiding community, but in the overall Destiny community, it's going to be pretty rare. So,
I think so. Absolutely. Like, I had some really, I mean, I don't see myself as some sort of professional raider, but, I feel like I'm good enough. But
I don't even know if I'm going to get it, honestly.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm apprehensive about -20. Like, I've only completed 1 day contest mode raid. Now, I know it's not quite the same because we've got that class ability modifier, which really helps. It boosts your damage resistance and your damage. That's really going to help some people get past damage check stuff. But other than that, it's I still think it's going to be tough. Like, maybe I have to get carried by like Reaper's team, like, to even get that last one done.
I mean, my team on our first playthrough didn't even get platinum on all of them. Like, we didn't hit the time on the middle 2 encounters. I'm gonna have to go back and do that, but I really kind of doubt that I'm gonna. Will I be able to clear it and get the emblem? Yes. Will I be able to clear it all inside the time trial to get the platinum? That I don't know about.
So you need like I never even looked at the
So there's a triumph for doing them all,
Yeah.
like for the week and getting the emblem, but there's also a triumph for completing all the time trials. So they're all secret right now, but I presume that's what they're all going to be. They're all going to be that way. So I'm making assumptions here that that's what it's going to be, but it's going to be rough.
Should be fun. Can't wait. Can't wait. Anyway, yeah, so I'm pretty confident -5, 10, and 15, but I think -20 might be a bit of a struggle for me specifically. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe we'll just go in as a Titan.
That's what I ended up doing for Golgoroth. I was not ready for I was doing Gaze 2.
Yeah.
And I was not ready for... I was ready for one ogre, or one Minotaur, Invisible Minotaur, to appear up there. I was not ready for 3. The one that spawns on you and the 2 that come down the hallway. So I ended up having to just be like, I'm moving to my Titan. I'm throwing on strongholds. I'm just going to sit here and block with a sword. Because I can just soak all the damage that way.
Maybe I am better than I thought. I didn't have any trouble doing Gaze 2. I just took out my Falling Guillotine and fucking Whirlwind Bladed those motherfuckers to oblivion.
Oh, so did I. It wasn't the actual ogres that was the problem. It was our Minotaurs was the problem. It was the Axiom darts that were coming in.
They were tough
at the same time.
But I dealt with them with Healing Nade.
I just sat there behind my 24 resist, not taking any damage from anything. Then I just killed all the Minotaurs when I needed to go take the Gaze. But
okay, that does seem easier though. Maybe I'll switch to my Titan for that. We'll see. We'll see. For -20, that is. I'll be on my Hunter until -20. I think. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so yeah, I think you're definitely right. That's a good point. A lot of people would look a little bit differently at maybe Into the Light if they're not like endgame raiders. I feel like they nailed it with Onslaught and Pantheon, but maybe not everybody is looking at it the same way I am, which I can totally understand. But as somebody that plays endgame Destiny and that raids, not a lot, but you know, I've done every raid. I've done every raid on Master. I think this little 2-month gap. Well, I guess it was like an 8-month gap, but you know, April and May has been looking pretty good to me, and I think the community overall is pretty happy. Not maybe the full-on Destiny community, but I can speak for Shrouded when I say our activity levels are double, and I can use that term like literally. Our activity levels are double what they were in January, February, March, consistently over the last 4 weeks, and I assume it's only going to continue to do so until the end of May as each Pantheon unlocks. So I'm pretty happy. Now, Bungie, just don't fumble the final shape, please, for the love of God. For the love of God, everything is riding on that expansion. Literally everything. Good Lord. Is it ever? We'll see. I hope the raid's good. I hope it's the best raid they ever made.
I'm sure the raid is going to be great. I had a spin foil hat moment.
Yeah.
Thinking about the raid. You know, we know that the new patrol zone inside the tower, a quote patrol zone, is going to be linear, right? You're gonna explore it as you're doing the story missions. You won't be able to explore the last area until the raid is completed the first time by somebody, until World's First is done.
Yep.
So the raid must be a patrol zone in the middle of that, and then after. We also know that that area is going to be full of like an amalgamation of all kinds of stuff, callbacks to the Destiny universe that we've already had. There's going to be all kinds of things that are familiar. And that's why Cade's there, right? You know, they've said these kind of things. I wonder if Pantheon is like a a preview of what we might actually see in the raid. What if there are old raid encounters in there?
Oh, that'd be cool.
So anyway,
as long as that's not all that's in there.
Yeah. You get in there, it's just Pantheon. We've been actually doing the raid the whole time.
It's just Pantheon. Oh man. Oh
Please
man,
no.
what a disaster.
Please no, Destiny. Please no, Bungie.
Don't do that. No, that would be stupid. That would have to be the dumbest decision in the history of mankind. Even Bungie's not that dumb, surely, right? Please, for the love of God. All right. Anyway, yeah, that's my thoughts on, I guess, Into the Light overall. I think we're doing really well. And if people get in there and they're like, minus 10, minus 15, minus 20 is too hard, it's like, I mean, it's not for you. It's not for you. It's that simple. Not every activity, like, I don't know. Not every activity is for everyone. It's just the way it is. If you can't do minus 20 contest mode Pantheon, then yeah, like I've accepted the fact that I might not be able to, which means I'm not going to get that emblem. Oh well.
There's a lot of people that are now in the everybody should be able to do everything crowd. That
I'm sorry, I can't get in that group. MMOs have never been that way. Lots of raids in MMOs everywhere along everything have never been designed for everybody. I know when I used to play World of Warcraft, was during like when I stopped playing was Cataclysm, which is a long time ago now, but back in the day, I remember 4 months after ICC, which is Ice Crown Citadel, was launched, like, I don't know, 4% of raids or 4% of guilds had beaten the whole raid. 4%. Like, it's not different. It's not new. Endgame MMO content, it's not built for everyone. It's built for the hardcore player base. And that's just the way it is. Now, to be fair, at some point, they created an LFG raid finder in World of Warcraft, which dumbed down the difficulty of the raids so everybody can enjoy them. But you want to know what else that did? The gear you got was not as strong. So even if they did that in Destiny, people would complain that they're not getting the same gear. Destiny is some sort of weird machine where everybody needs everything, and it's not fair if they're not strong enough or good enough to get it themselves. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe it's a 2024 thing. I'm not entirely sure.
People are still bitching and moaning that the weapons in Onslaught are not craftable.
No. You know what? I personally, I don't have the time to grind like you do, per se. Maybe I have the time, but I'm not willing to commit that amount of time.
You got other things to do and other games to play.
Yeah, so I understand that. My point, I understand that, and I understand the draw of crafting. But I also am more excited about the health of the game. And from what I've seen during Onslaught and just the general community tone is that random roll grinding for weaponry has really brought back a lot of what people loved about Destiny year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. That year 5 simply didn't have because everything was craftable.
Yeah, everything was craftable. Yeah. I think people have started to. Some people have forgotten the that dopamine hit you get when you finally get the roll you got, even if the roll was only a 3 out of 5. Those last 2 perks hit, and the other perks were acceptable, and you felt so good getting that drop. Everybody's used to just being able to make like their 5 out of 5. That they just don't. They don't value that experience. Some people just don't value that experience anymore. It's kind of sad, if you ask me.
So yeah, my point was saying and all that is my hope for the health of the community outweighs my personal interests of. It's great that I've been able to get God rolls for the last year and a half without nearly as much effort that I used to have to take into trying to grind out 1,000 drops and finally getting a god roll. Exaggerating a little bit there. But, yeah, so my point is, you know, I'm kind of in the camp of people that enjoy crafted weapons, but I want them to keep doing what they're doing because I think it's better for the community. People are happier. And what you want to do with Destiny, at least in my opinion, is... I don't know. It seems healthier when the hardcore community is happy than when the casual community is happy. This is coming from my perspective as a community leader. When I see the general increase in satisfaction across the hardcore community, our numbers go up, our clan numbers go up, our time in games goes up, our time played activities with community members goes up, our strength as a community goes up. Like, so much stuff goes up that that can't just be, you know, focused and shrouded. Like, that's those numbers, when you have as big a pool of us to like draw that number from, like to draw that data from, that's got to be the general like consistence across the entire Destiny community, not just Shrouded. So seeing what's going on now, seeing how active we are, seeing the high activity numbers, the high time spent in game, double, I'm not lying, double the amount of time than the first week of Season of the Wish is being spent in game currently with our community than the first week of Season of the Wish. So what's that spelling out for you right there? There hasn't been any story beats. There's no story, nothing, absolutely zero, and not a lick. So people are more interested in good gameplay, good grinding, good weapons than they are seasonal storyline drip-fed content. So just make a good game, keep it going, make the decisions that you made for this. You know, Onslaught for the casual people, contest mode Pantheon for the hardcores. Everyone's happy, everyone's having a good time, except for maybe a few bitches that are whining about craftable weapons. Like, get over your shit.
Yeah. Sure.
That's my point.
All right.
That's my little bit of information, I guess. All right. Oh, and the fact that crafted weapons in the past, because of the enhanced perks, have actually been better than god rolls was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
That should have never been a thing. You want to have craftable weapons that have the opportunity to grab those. I think if they still want to keep crafted weapons, they can do that. Remove the enhanced perks, craft your weapons. If you get a random roll that's got a god roll, you can enhance those perks. That way your random rolls are better. Like, you can get better shit for them than you can the craftable rolls. So like the craftables are good. Not as good as if you get the same roll on a random roll. I think that would help solve some of that back and forth. The casuals would be happy because they'd have a gun that's pretty strong. The hardcore would be happy because they rolled and got the the random god roll and they were able to enhance the perks, or they just come that way, like with enhanced perks. And both sides of the fence are happy. Maybe you need to make enhanced perks like a little bit better to make the hardcores a little happier, because they don't want the guns to be this close. They want a little bit of gap.
Sure.
Because they worked a little harder. I think that something like that might work if they want to keep adding craftable weapons to the game, or just keep it balanced. Craftable weapons for seasonal storylines, and then add do new Onslaught weapons, do new Iron Banner weapons, the raid weapons, none of that craftable. I don't know. We'll see. I think it would be weird actually if they dropped the Final Shape raid and none of the weapons were craftable, because they've been doing it for so long. And then,
yeah.
But
well, I think I've said on this podcast before that I personally think that all the seasonal weapons should be craftable, but none of them should be they should be good, but not best in slot good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the same kind of idea.
Raid weapons at depth should definitely be enhanceable. I don't know if they should be if the other weapons should be craftable, but everything else can just be random roll. Just give everybody an opportunity to attune like we can in...
that's so good, right?
the Brave Arsenal, and it's fine.
Like,
I mean, I would grind dungeons more if I could attune
Your
to
drops?
like the gear I wanted to increase the chances of getting what I wanted. I'd be fine with that. But
yeah, here you got 5 weapons. You know, you got a 20% chance to get any one of them. Oh, you want that grenade launcher a little bit? Here you go. Here's a 40% chance to get it. Everything else is reduced. Like, that's yeah, people would love that. Yeah. I think. I don't know. I think you're right. I think you're right. That's what they should do. Absolutely. Let's move on, though, I guess. Talked about that long enough. I think everybody's got our point and opinion. Let's move on to the TWID. There's not a real lot to say about, like, the Crucible maps launched. That's great. I don't really know anything about them. And even if
this is just going over information we've already had, but it's giving us the actual layouts. So
I thought it was nice that Destiny or like Bungie dropped these maps ahead of time with the callouts.
It's gonna be next week, by the way. It's gonna be Tuesday.
Oh, my bad. My bad, everybody. It drops on Tuesday. Apologies. Yeah, I knew that. I don't know what the fuck. I'm an idiot. Anyway, so they dropped the maps, the overview with all the callouts on it. Now that's not for me. And guess what? It doesn't matter. But there is I'd be willing to bet that the Crucible community, the hardcores, the trials players, the comp players jumped on this and started studying this shit like crazy. Because they play serious when they play. You're in trials or whatnot. You want to call out generator on the Eventide Labs. It's nice to know that your partner's gonna know what the fuck you mean. Because I wouldn't. Yeah. I won't.
You're absolutely right. Yes.
It's gonna be a long time before I know any of these call outs. And I know I would learn them if I played, because I've played competitively like that in the past, just not Destiny. Like if you put me in, maybe not now because there's been a lot of new maps, but if you put me in a Counter-Strike map, I could tell you the name of every little nook and cranny, and I can understand that there's people in Destiny that play Destiny that way. And my point is, I feel like I've never seen them release something like this before. Am I just crazy? Like, I thought it was really cool that they tweeted this out and then they put it in the TWID. I don't know. Do they normally release that with new maps?
No.
Okay. So, see? This is a PvP strike team, like, thought process that's going through their heads. So I think they've got a solid, at least some solid thought process going into some of the stuff they're doing in Crucible. And they've got some people on the team that, understand competitive PvP a little bit. Now, I know I don't know. I'm not huge into Destiny PvP, so maybe I'm over talking. But when I saw this, I was just like, okay, somebody knows what they're doing. This was nice. This was a good gesture. Somebody thought this through. Somebody thought this would be a good idea, and then they released it. And then there was a note on who did the artwork on there. I didn't really go into who it was, but that was a nice nod to the artist as well, whether they work for Bungie or not. Maybe it's Relict, because it's at the bottom of every single one of these maps. Let's see who that is. See if it's a person. Relict. Let's say art. Graphic designer. Yeah, look, it's just some random graphic designer that they must have hired for this. It's so exciting to see this mass finally public. Definitely a proud moment for me. I'm so thankful I've got to collaborate with the amazing folks at Bungie. Yeah, so they hired like a social media graphic design artist to make these maps. Instead, they must have fired everybody that could make maps.
Yeah.
So they hired somebody else to do it. I love it. But they gave him a shout out in the tweet, which was nice. They probably commissioned him and paid him, I assume, but still gave him a shout out. Or maybe maybe his payment was allowing his name to be left on there. Because that's a pretty big boost, I think, to somebody's credibility. We'll see. I don't know. Oh, wait. Somebody just called me... Oh, okay. Nice. It's the Helldiver shit. Magnificent fellatio you're giving there, dude. Wait, even Helldivers community's toxic? Oh, no.
We're getting away from Destiny. We can talk about that Helldivers nonsense at the end because it's funny.
Oh, it's so funny. Fucking dorks. Anyway, yeah. Best call out is there on my orb. What? I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. Yeah, okay, so cool maps. Go check them out if you want to learn them. Learn the callouts, learn the layouts. They look good too. I don't know. They look good. See a lot of green boxes on there too. Maybe too many. All right, next. Okay, so what they're doing with this new maps, they're releasing them. They're releasing them into the general public pool, but they're also releasing them into a separate playlist called New Territory. It's only going to be those 3 maps. It's 3v3 quick play. It has survival, elimination, clash, and collision in it. And if you play inside that playlist before the end of the season, you will get a really cool, nice little Crucible emblem. I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. I'm actually going to make this a little smaller though, so it's underneath us when I show it. That's the emblem, and I think it's a pretty sick little Crucible emblem.
Yep.
And all you have to do is play in the
cool
playlist. Check out the new maps. Play in the playlist. Easy peasy. You don't have to do anything for it, basically. Other than play Crucible. If you hate Crucible, then you only got to play 1 match, I'm pretty sure. So just get in there. AFK, I don't fucking care. Just get your emblem. You shouldn't AFK in Crucible.
Don't AFK in the Crucible, please.
No, I fucking hate that. That's a really nice one. Since I brought that up, I might as well show you guys just the maps real quick. So Eventide Labs, you see all the callouts are on here. They got all the ammo spots. You know, the control caps, all that stuff's there. Cyrus Plaza. Interesting, nice, love it. And I like, you know, they're all so fairly different. It's neat. This one's a little longer by the looks of it, but overall probably a lot of fun. Anyway, good stuff. Good stuff. So New Territory, you know, just quick play, but with just the 3 maps. Just the 3 maps. So if you want to try them out, that's the best way to do it. So the next step, you got anything else to say about that? You excited for the maps?
Nope. I think that, yeah, I am excited for the maps. As excited as I can be in Crucible right now. Crucible and I are not totally getting along right now.
No.
I've kind of lost the I don't know, the drive to play it. I actually haven't played a single match of Iron Banner this week, which you know, if you know me, that is saying something.
That's weird.
So,
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, sorry to hear that. You got a lot of stuff going on in your life though, and
yeah. There's a lot of PvE to grind right now, and I've been playing all my PvE stuff. So
okay, you just hate Crucible now. Well, you heard it here first.
I'm
the new podcast Crucible guru. Oh no, you guys are all doomed. Oh man, if anybody listens to me talk about Crucible, you're in a hurting space. You're in a hurting place. You're in a hurting place, let me tell you. Anyway, all right, we'll move on then. Easy peasy. All right, well, the next step on the TWID was really this breakdown of all the bosses in Pantheon, which I thought was interesting to put on here, but you know what? King's Fall's been in the game for 3 years. We know that Golgoroth is a hive ogre. You know, like, we know his abilities, but maybe by dropping this on the TWID, they are trying to entice some of non-raid people to come in and play. But it's so funny because those people don't read the fucking twid. Like, it's the other people that read the twid. So I thought this was a funny addition to the twid itself. I mean, it's got a lot of good information on there, but like, whatever. Golgoroth is a hive ogre infested with the burrowing parasites related to the worm gods and committed to Oryx's service. I could keep going, but you get the point. It's pretty funny. Some lore there. Golgoroth was felled aboard the Dreadnought by the same brave fire team that delivered the Taken King his final death. Dun 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 dun. Sorry. Anyway, I don't care. Anyway, so they had Golgoroth. They had Caretaker. Wait, I didn't know this. What's this? The Caretaker was an Elixni. I guess he kind of looks like one.
He's a Scorn. They were all Elixni.
Scorn, Abomination, Altered, Elixni, Former, House Unknown. Crazy. See, I never paid enough attention to him to see that he kind of looks like a giant Elixni. Yeah, neat. I just didn't care, I just didn't care.
You know the Scorn are all Elixni, right?
Yes, I get it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know he was Scorn. Is that better? Like, I didn't put the two and two together.
Gotcha. All right. I'm following now.
Yeah, I did understand that. Yeah, I understood when they did Forsaken that the Scorn were former Elixni. Okay, anyway, the Atrax, yeah, we knew that. It's ironic, though, that I did know he was Elixni. Maybe it's the extra arms that got it for me. Anyway. And what do we got here? This was actually pretty interesting. That Zorak Explicator of Planets was a clone. I had no idea.
All the Shadow Legion are clones, homie.
So, I didn't fucking know that. See, if you're new to the podcast, this guy here does not read Destiny lore, and he don't care.
Did you listen to anything Callus said when you played through Duality? Did you notice in the first boss encounter, there's a bunch of cloning tubes on either side?
The first boss encounter, there's cloning tubes? No.
Yeah, when you go in to fight the diaper baby with the two axes.
Yeah.
When you're when you're in the room, not in the nightmare, but you're in the main room, those blue tubes that are on either side in the middle of the room, those are cloning tubes.
Yeah,
if you get close to them, you can see there's Cabal in there.
Cool. No, I had no idea.
All right.
Shadow Legion are all clones. Huh, who knew? Why do clones when you can make robot Calluses like they did in year 1?
Callus must save the robots for himself.
All right. Whatever. Anyway, all right, never mind. I guess everybody's all right. So if you beat the Pantheon and get the seal, you also get a you can buy a fucking $120 ring or some fucking badge. I don't know. I was looking at the ring today and I'm just like $120.
Pretty similar to other rings that have been available, by the way.
I just can't.
Except for the engraving inside.
I just can't. Yeah, the engraving was stupid. I read it. It was like, it's easy with a fire team or some shit like that, right? I was like, holy elitist.
I didn't look at it, but only because there's no way I'm buying myself Destiny jewelry.
Well, I really like rings, so I looked at it, considering it, and then I looked at it, and I was just like, I'm not paying $125 for a ring. I have a hard time. Like, there's been this Mass Effect ring that I've been looking at for like 4 years on Etsy, and I never pull the trigger, and it's only $40. It's only $40, and I never buy it. And that's my favorite franchise of all time. So what it says on the back says easy when you have allies. So I was kind of close, but I was like, whew, that's a little elite-y, isn't it? Damn. It's dark.
Listen, homie. This may be. Listen, I don't want to offend anybody with what I'm about to say, but I would sooner wear a Destiny butt plug than some Destiny ring or necklace or even a raid jacket. it's it's not for me. So don't get it. Think it's weird.
I have a Destiny butt plug.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. And good on you.
Why doesn't it surprise you? I don't even like Destiny that much. What are you talking about?
Have a little ghost on the end that talks like Ghost while you're in the middle. Anyway. Yeah.
That would kill the mood hard. That guy's fucking annoying,
just saying
man.
Dirty things in his ghost voice.
Oh, it's like, let me turn my flashlight on. It's dark in here.
Listen, I have a bunch of Destiny hats. All right.
Yeah.
Wear those fine. Destiny shirts. That's cool too.
Just not
raid jackets. If it was like a hoodie with like a graphic thing on it, cool. But like some of the raid jackets we have, mostly because of the cost. Like I couldn't justify the cost. It wouldn't be for me. It's not like I think it's weird or anything. This jewelry though, you go around wearing that Destiny ring, showing it off to people. That's kind of, listen, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I'll even wear a battle vest that's got all kinds of nerdy shit on it out in public with spikes and chains and shit. Fine, but Destiny ring, nah, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Also too expensive.
I think it's a little bit too gaudy. I guess I don't. Oh yeah, I guess you see it from. Yeah, it's so big. The skull like pushing out the end of it. Fuck me. Like if that was a flat image, maybe. Like I don't want this giant fucking thing that if I punch someone in the face, it like would indent into their skull. Like, like that's crazy. Like the rings I wear are like they're
yeah. I got you.
They're just simple stylized jewelry. Anyway, that's too much. And $125 is just too much. Like, I paid $170 for the... I don't know why I pointed behind me. It's not even there. But the the ROM jacket. And I think that's a little pricey, but it's not, like, overwhelmingly like, oh my god, that's so unreasonable. But $125 for some fucking ugly-ass raid ring? Yeah, absolutely. Too much money. Every day of the week. Okay, alright. Yeah. Oh, why not show it, I guess. Yeah, this is the ugly fucking thing that we're talking about, by the way. Look at this thing. Like, you look at it here, might not be too bad if this isn't, like, raised by an inch, like it is right here on the fucking, on the ring itself. And this looks like it was made by a fucking toddler that just learned how to glass blow.
I mean, maybe you just buy 4 of them and you use them to fight people. You just wear them as fucking brass knuckles.
Yeah, maybe. What is this, by the way? What the fuck is Rock Love 925th 10? Is that the street that Bungie's on? Like, I don't know. What a weird thing. Whatever. I don't know. I don't like it. It's that simple. You guys might. Go ahead and buy it. If you beat Pantheon. Yep. I'm not going to buy one. I'm also not going to give one away. Because I think they're ugly.
If you want the other stuff we were talking about, I bet you can find on Etsy. Enjoy.
Probably. Okay, I guess we'll talk about Rahoul's final shape experience thingy, whatever it's called. Fuck.
I don't like it.
Okay. I don't like it. I don't like it. All right, what don't you like about it?
All right, so you're gonna have to rank up Rahoul, right?
Yeah.
So the current way to get exotics is going away. All right. Starting with the final shape, any new armor exotics that come out, you have to get by decrypting at Rahoul, right? You won't be able to get them from Lost Sectors anymore, and they won't be part of Vex Strike Force. You'll still be able to get any exotics prior to that from Vex Strike Force if you can find it when it's around. That bot is dead, by the way.
Oh.
It doesn't send out those notifications anymore.
What happened?
Whoever made it discontinued it.
Why though? It was so popular.
Well, they got rid of it. It hasn't been working for over a month.
I didn't even notice because I'm not doing it anymore. But.
So anyway, you're gonna have to rank up Rahoul, and once you get to rank 2, you'll start to be able to do some more focused decoding of your engrams. So if you go to do the Lost Sector, instead of getting a drop, you'll get an exotic engram at approximately the same rate you get the drops today. You'll be able to target focus how you can now, I guess. But really, the main way to focus those engrams is going to be spending an exotic cipher and an exotic engram. We're capped at 5 exotic ciphers still. If they're going to make us do this, there should probably be some more methods to earn exotic ciphers, and the cap should be more than 5.
That probably
You
just
can
add
hold
more to
10.
the season pass.
You can hold 10 engrams. I don't want them to just add it to the season pass. I don't want them to add a bunch of pay to win bullshit to the season pass.
Because that's what they'll do. Because we get 200 levels on the episodes, right? Split between.
They should just
months?
add them to more activities. Like, if they're going to become a currency that you need to use in order to do like day-to-day decrypting, like focused decrypting, they should make that stuff more available. So maybe they are going to make it more available. I don't know. Maybe exotic ciphers will start showing up in some of the other activities rep tracks. I hope they do. It'd be nice if that were the case.
Okay, so can I just confirm, just really quick, what you're saying? So there's no way. The only way to get the new exotic armor in the final shape is to just get RNG engrams, and then then you can focus it after.
You'll have to get it from Rahoul. Does it say in here whether or not you can focus? I don't remember. I read this yesterday.
Okay,
but you'll be able to get the engram from him through decrypting your engrams. I don't know if it's going to be RNG. And I'm not even worried about whether or not it's RNG. What I am worried about is being able to decrypt engrams for the armor piece that I'm looking for when I'm trying to do a new build, or Bungie changes the sandbox and things work differently. So I want to try something else, but I need better stats or whatever for it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Like, most of my golf balls this season have been spent perfecting armor. Like, I've spent probably like 60 golf balls this season just focusing exotic armor, trying to get rolls that I want. And, you know, thankfully I had the resources to do that. But if I were capped, if it was based off exotic ciphers instead of like golf balls,
yeah,
that'd be a problem, because the opportunity to earn ciphers are not particularly plentiful, and most of the ways to get them are exceedingly grindy. And not the fun kind of grind where you're doing onslaught and getting new guns and trying to get perfect rolls. Like, playing 20 strikes so I can get an exotic engram, or maybe less if I can get somebody to do it, that's a non-starter for me, homie. I ain't doing 20 strikes. That's not happening.
Okay. Got it. All right, hold on. I just want to read this. I'm going to read it out loud. It'll help me. All right, I'm just going to read the whole paragraph. Fuck it.
Fine.
Okay, so starting in the final shape, Rahoul is going to be the new source for any new exotic armor that we release. When you first talk to Rahoul after the final shape launch, he'll introduce you to a new rewards program that has tied to his brand new reputation track. The idea is simple. The more engrams you decode with him, the more increase your reputation. Once you completely fill the reputation track once and reset your rank, Rahoul will allow you into the elite club, giving you access to a new tier of focusing. Okay, so you have to reset it once to get the focus stuff. Awesome. Okay. Once you become one of Rahoul's engram insiders, he was very proud of this name, so be nice to him. You'll be able to purchase any piece of exotic armor for any character on your account for 1 exotic engram and 1 exotic cipher, in addition to the previous focusing options. Because this is tied to Rahoul's new reputation track, there's no weekly limit to using this tier of focus. As long as you still have an exotic cipher and engram, you'll keep rolling armor. Okay, this doesn't explain how you get the new exotic armor yet, though.
Presumably, you'll just be able to focus it. I hope it's not RNG, but maybe it will be RNG. So maybe it'll be weighted.
So they're just telling us this engram insider will allow you to focus any piece of exotic armor for any character on your account. So maybe that's how. But are you telling me we cannot focus any exotic engrams
We don't know that
at all until we get to level 16.
That's what it seems like.
It says we have the old stuff on there, but we can't focus any of the new stuff. So we need to get any new, the final shape, exotics. I guess we don't know this for sure, but we have to get to level 16 with Rahoul first, and then we can open it up with exotic ciphers and engrams. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, the way I read this, I wonder what it's like, because the way I read this makes it sound like you can buy any exotic as long as you have an engram and a cipher, even if you've never unlocked it. And then it goes to the previous options, because it says in addition to the previous focusing options. So they'll still be there. So once you do that, then you should be able to just roll them like normal with exotic engrams and shards.
That would seem to be the case, yes.
Yeah, that's what I read. But that seems really weird to me. That's the only way to get the new exotics, is to get to him to level 16, and then you can get it with a cipher. Whatever.
I don't like any of this.
Hold on. With the new changes, we know you're wondering how long will it take to get the newfangled tier of focusing. This is exactly what I was thinking. It's the world's first. I've got a world's first race to prepare for. What? Without going into exact numbers, the actions that will give you the most reputation will be precision decrypting, aka tier 2 focusing, followed by advanced decryption, then opening an exotic engram, and last but not least, opening a prime engram. Wait, prime is the most expensive? That's crazy.
No, it gives you the least amount of rep.
Okay, so we got it backwards. So if you want,
advanced decryption will probably be like you know how they have the different tiers of decryption right now? Yeah. It won't be the specific, it'll be the level up from that.
All right, so if you want to be ready for the Witnesses forces as soon as possible, make sure to stock up on exotic engrams and ascendant shards before June 4th. As with a little more than a stack of exotic engrams, you'll be able to start focusing. I already have a whole stack of exotic engrams. Let's go, baby. I never spend them. I've literally got a ton of them. So that's it? Fucking 10 exotic engrams will basically get you to level 16? That's fucking stupid. Alright, this game's dumb. Fuck this, I quit.
Why is that dumb?
Why is that dumb? Like, why even introduce a tier 16 if it's going to be so easy to unlock? Like, just give it to everyone right off the start. Right off the start.
I mean,
here,
listen.
No.
Destiny be making you do busy work always, right?
Yeah, but here, have the rank 16. That's totally fine. Lower all that shit, so it takes, maybe half a season to unlock it. But just open the new exotic ciphers right away for everybody. Like, don't tie it to the level 16 reset. That's stupid. Because everybody playing this game, now they're going to stock up on exotics. They're going to have level 16 unlocked on day 1, and then they won't have any motivation to continue leveling it up. But if they didn't do that...
Well, unless his reward track is good, there won't be any reason to continue to
well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they should have made it more difficult and put more exotic ciphers on that bitch. Whatever.
Again, all I'm saying is, as somebody who uses focus decoding frequently, I don't like the idea that I've got to get ciphers for it. That is a pain in my balls.
Well, the way this sounds like is once you unlock it, you don't need the cipher to focus it anymore. That's how I read it.
That's not how I read it.
Well, read this part again.
I read it. You're unlocking the privilege to have to spend ciphers every time you want to focus something.
Yeah, but when I read here, let's read this just again, and then we can talk about it. Once you become one of Rahoul's Engram Insiders, you'll be able to purchase any piece of armor for any character on your account for 1 exotic engram and 1 exotic cipher.
Yes.
And then it says, in addition to the previous focusing options. The previous focusing options is if you ever unlocked a piece of gear, you can now focus it with an engram and a shard, right? Or more than 1 shard?
3 shards.
3 shards.
3 shards.
So it sounds to me, when I read that, when I look at that and I read that, it sounds to me that I can unlock exotic armors with an engram and a cipher that I've never gotten to drop before. And
That's not how I'm reading it.
And then I can focus them using the old tier.
I'm reading it. I'm reading that all the tiers except for the precision focusing we have now, where you go and select the exotic that you want, are still going to be there. But the one to select the exotic that you want is always going to cost an exotic engram and an exotic cipher. No Ascendant shards, an exotic cipher instead.
You can pick the one you want now, right? The exact one you want.
Yeah, but it costs 3 Ascendant shards.
Yeah. So
I think the Ascendant shard cost is getting replaced by ciphers.
Oh, you see, yeah, I'm not reading it that way. I'm reading it as you can unlock armor with ciphers now, and then you can focus them the same way you used to be able to. Maybe that's not right.
I guess we'll have to see, but I'm not relishing the idea of having to spend ciphers every time I want to focus a specific piece of gear.
See, to me, my brain is like, you'll have to spend ciphers to unlock them, so you can't focus them.
I'm always assuming the worst, because
I guess we'll find out for sure. Yeah. It's either ciphers for all the new exotics, and then the old stuff remains the same. I don't think there's a. It says in addition to all the previous focusing options. This is a new engram and cider. It's a new tier of focusing. Is what it says. I don't know. Maybe you're right.
We'll have to see.
I guess we're gonna have to see, or we can just watch somebody that knows more about Destiny than us. Probably tell it properly, or goes into the API and reads it out. Let's move on from it though.
All right. Shader icons.
Yeah, shader icons. Some people are happy and some people are actually grumpy about this, ironically. So they're updating the shader icons to better represent what they're actually doing.
It amuses me that the shader screen that they showed looks remarkably like their April Fool's one.
Oh, I don't even remember what that looked like.
It's the same way, only the colors were completely wrong, right? In the examples that they showed. So, and it had the circle inside instead of a diamond.
All right. So this is the image that he's talking about right here. So this is essentially they want to update this stuff so it more represents the actual colors, which has been a problem in Destiny for a while. They give us some examples here where this is what the current Gambit Jade shader icon looks like, and this is the new one. So as you can see, it actually has the real, to me, this looks okay, because it has the real actual texture here, here, and here. It shows the highlights that Jadestone has, which isn't on the old one at all. And I don't know, I assume these colors are accurate. But I don't know, it seems to make sense from my point of view, like that, you know, these are small, but you're looking at them, like this has got the texture, you can see the texture on it, the texture here, you know, there's probably some yellow highlights. I think that's kind of the idea, right? And I think that's pretty neat. Like, oh, I look at this and I go, okay, it's pink with like light blue highlights. All right, cool, I like it. This one's red with black texture and red highlights. I like it, you know. I guess I'll have to see it in place, but
all this work to redesign every shader icon, yet no work put in to just let me search for a shader that I know the name of.
Yeah, that's dumb. I've never liked that. Also, adding a fucking search bar to the vault. Like, come on, guys. Come on. This is easy shit. Easy life of, like, just easy stuff. Whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And then there's this PvP strike team update. I don't know if you want to talk about shaders more. I don't think we need to. It's
a whole lot of text to say that they're going to another. They're going to be trying a new special ammo scheme. It's called 1-1-1, which is you start with 1 kill's worth of special ammo when a match begins. Whenever you spawn, anytime you get a kill with primary ammo, whoever you killed with primary ammo will drop a brick that only you can see and pick up that will give you 1 kill's worth of special ammo. And there will also be crates at various points of interest on the map but they're going to reduce the distance at which you can detect them on your HUD. That will also give you 1 kill's worth of special ammo. It's like they're throwing the meter away because the meter seemed to be too rewarding for good aggressive players. And so they wanted to spread it out a little bit more, but they didn't want it to be everywhere. I think this is going to make special ammo be everywhere. But
that was some of the consensus I saw by like PvP Elite on on Twitter or the other day when this launched.
It's like they're taking this is really a callback to like Destiny 1 and how it was done in Destiny 1 PvP. Only it's taking like 2 different Destiny 1 PvP special ammo systems and slamming them together and giving us that. So, I mean, it'll be fun to try out, but only time will tell if it's going to actually be good.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, hold on. I was doing something really quickly. Let me finish.
Super Black Shader is now available.
Yeah.
That's what's next.
Super Black Shader now available. Is everyone excited?
Looks good on armor. If you are into the whole emo look, looks terrible on guns.
Yeah, well, that's why you're supposed to be using your Festival of the Lost.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why it looks terrible on guns. That's why Festival of the Lost gives you a nice, clean black gun, but this one gives you a beat to hell black gun with little bits that aren't exactly black. And a lot of people are unhappy about that, but too bad.
God, fucking Christ.
Listen, Destiny players aren't happy if they don't have something to complain about, all right?
Get over it. Like, it's constant. I really gotta delete Twitter though, dog. Like, I can't, but I got to. This shit is crazy. How lunatic like everyone is over the dumbest shit. All right. Anyway.
All right.
That's all the Destiny stuff, really. Other than, let's see. Is there anything important on the known issues? No.
Archie Quest is not something you can go back and do if you miss it. So make sure you do it every week. If you want the shader, you have to do it one of the 4 weeks. But it also gives you 10 tokens of bravery, and you can do it on each character. So that's 30 tokens of bravery every week. But you can't do the ones that are gone, that have left. You can only do the current week. If you don't do it, you don't get to do the last week that's passed.
Okay, so is this week the first week, or was it last week?
No, this is the second week.
Okay. Rough for everyone that missed week 1. What do you get by doing all of them?
If you do any one of the weeks, you get the blue steel shader.
Oh.
That's like the reward for doing it. But every time you complete the quest during the week, once on each character.
Oh, so if you missed out last week, you're only missing out on 30 tokens. That's what you're saying.
That's it. Overall.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
All right.
And the experience of doing it. Like the one this week is actually a mission. You go places, you see things, you do some fighting.
That sounds boring. Just trolling.
You're gonna like shoot things in a shooting game? What?
I don't like shooting things. I like jumping. Checkpoints are disabled on Pantheon. Some of them. Hold on. Caretaker and Zoz. Yeah. The second and the third checkpoints are disabled. Something about something. Just FYI, everyone. Don't fuck up. Alright, that's all I got for Destiny. Any other Destiny news this week?
Nope.
Cool.
There's no animal. There's no dog or cat picture.
Oh, I already turned it off. Yeah, there never is anymore. They really dropped the ball. Oh, did you see that shit going around? We're gonna go into some gaming news, but the first one is actually Bungie related. Bungie was hiring a lead community manager, and which I thought was what Cosmo did, to be honest. But I guess I don't know what his job is. And they were offering $175,000 for the job. I think it was something like that, maybe 150, but it was a lot of money, decent money. Yeah, both Hippie and this other fellow that I didn't know who he is, but I see him bitch and moan on Twitter quite often. That were some of the CMs that were let go, talking about how when they were working for like 70,000 or 60 or 70,000, and would get chastised when they asked for a raise. So it was actually a pretty big deal. It was a big deal on Twitter, and people were taking, along the side what other people were being like, "Shut the fuck up, you entitled bitch," stuff like that. Like, I was just like, whoa!
Listen, that's because Hippie ran afoul of Grums and the Gamergate 2 Brigade.
Yeah.
And so she's got a number of weirdo stalker red-pilled dudes
Oh yeah,
that are up her ass every time she says anything.
That's crazy. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, she did really get on that, didn't she? That sucks though, man. That's so fucking dumb. Anyway,
that whole phenomenon is dumb. I hate watch it every once in a while because I think that folks on both sides of that whole thing going on are just, bro, it's chuds versus leftoids, and it's good watching with popcorn, but it is some of the most moronic shit I've ever seen.
I for some reason, probably because I engaged in some of the banter or whatnot, but I actually, on my timeline was a tweet from Grumps today, and I was like, nope. I like did all the buttons other than block. I don't like blocking people completely, but I like not interested in this post, don't show it to me again, like to get them off my timeline. Yeah, but I don't understand why. Like, it came up and I'm like, oh my god, how is there any world that you've seen anything that I've said on this platform at any time, do you think I'm interested in what that stupid motherfucker has to say at any point in his life? Because I do not. I never want to hear him talk. He's got to be some of the dumbest shit people on the planet. And I don't mind, like, I talked recently about saying not giving shit to people on Twitter or like on the podcast anymore, but this guy is an exception. Let me tell you, he is the scum of the fucking earth. What a terrible fucking loser. Like, I hate that guy so, and you know what? He probably doesn't even believe half the shit he says. He's just doing it for the fucking reactions and the likes and the comments and the interactions on Twitter. It's Jesus, fuck. It's those people that are driving me nuts. And then Musk like tweets out, or like a week ago, he's like, "Oh, we're gonna start banning interaction farmers." Yeah, we'll start with that fucking loser.
Got a greener rant today. How about that?
Well, I'm just like, Jesus, that guy, like, holy fuck, what a toxic motherfucking piece of garbage.
Yeah, I won't engage in those conversations with that crowd anymore.
I don't get into the conversations, but I see them from time to time, and like it pops up like it did today, and I'm just like, holy, and he was talking about the Helldiver shit. That's probably why it popped up, but it was like, and of course he's on the dumb shit fucking side of the argument. And it's like, oh my god.
Speaking of Helldivers, what do you think about them making people get a Sony account?
I think people being mad about this is the dumbest fucking thing in the history of the world. The only thing that anybody... It's not the dumbest thing in the history of the world. Like, the Holocaust and shit like that was. But listen. It's dumb. Like, everybody does it. You play an Ubisoft game, you need an Ubisoft account. You play an Activision game, you need an Activision account. You play fucking Minecraft, you need a Minecraft or a Microsoft account. It's not new. It's something everyone's done. It ain't different. People do it constantly. For some reason, now that Sony does it on the first game that they're making people do it for, the first game of service that they brought to fucking Steam, and that they planned on launching when it launched, but didn't because there were server issues. Now that they're actually implementing it because everything is stable, everyone's losing their fucking mind. Now, there's a group of people that have legitimate concerns. This group of people are the people that are in countries without PlayStation Network. Okay. Yeah. If PlayStation figures that out or makes it invalid for them, awesome. Great job. If they don't, that's really shitty on like PlayStation's part, and everybody has the right to riot.
What if PlayStation is like, all right, listen, sorry you can't play the game anymore, here's a refund?
I still think that is worst case good scenario. Worst case of the good scenarios. I think if PlayStation does anything short of just letting those people play in those countries without connecting a PSN account, they've made a terrible mistake.
Yeah. It'd be really a shame for Helldivers to get fucked over because of all of this.
It's
such a good game.
There's no way it's going to get fucked over. Here's what's going to happen. A week after all the accounts become mandatory, everyone's going to forget that it happened. 90% of the people that say they ain't going to do shit are going to sign up for a PSN account. And the other 10% of the people stopped playing Helldivers 2 weeks ago. It makes no difference. That's what's going to happen. Plain and simple. People are going to forget about this. All the people that are talking shit are all going to sign up for PSN accounts just because they like to talk shit on the internet, but then they do it anyway. And then that's it. That's the end of it. Like, plain and simple. Like, I think people got to stop complaining about the dumbest shit. Find something really relevant in the world and go fight for that. Stop worrying about signing up for a PlayStation account, which is free, and a lot of people keep talking about data breaches. Okay, you have to give them your name, your email address. Calm the shit down. You don't have to give them your social security number and your fucking address, you psychos. Like, who cares? Your email address is everywhere in the world. You have a Steam account, you have a Ubisoft Connect account, you have an Activision account, you have a Google account, you have a Facebook account, you have an Instagram, a Twitter. All of those companies have had breaches. Stop talking about Sony's like their fucking breach was anything different than anyone else has ever had. Like, it's not... You guys are all just coming up with this fucking crazy shit just so you have something to say in the argument. It's dumb. Stop being so dumb. All right, whatever. Anyway, so the only person, in my opinion, that have a leg to stand on in this argument are the people that live in the countries that don't have PlayStation Network. Hopefully, all right. Yeah, that's my opinion. And if you're one of the people that said being dumb, sorry, I didn't mean you. I meant everyone else.
No, I think the argument is pretty dumb as well.
Yeah,
I have accounts. I have accounts for games I played like a couple of times that I had to sign up for an account with whoever the publisher was or whatever, Ubisoft, for instance. It's whatever. You know what the most annoying part of that is? When I go and buy another one of their games and it's been like a year since I played one of their games and I don't remember my account credentials. That's the part that's more annoying. Did I put this on a burner email or did I put it on my regular email? What was the fucking password? That's not the password. Oh, shit. It's trying to send a 2FA to my old phone number. You know? That kind of stuff. Not whether or not my information is out there.
That would suck. Well, that's a lot of the argument. You know, you've got one side of the fence that people are just like, oh, I don't want to do it. You've got people who are like, data breach, yada, yada, nonsense. And then you got people who are in the wrong countries. So, but you see
There's
this fucking review.
Ways to set up burner information to set up stuff.
Yeah. You also see the review bombing.
Well, listen, gamers gonna review bomb.
It's
That's
so
just how it goes.
Dumb, though. It's like, why? Why are you making people like this? Is one slight inconvenience to you? Does that make the game bad all of a sudden? And if the answer is yes, you've got some fucked up priorities, my friend. Like it makes no difference in like the fucking world. It's not going to be a big deal. You have to sign into PlayStation Network. Who cares? Who cares? Yes, if they were like, hey, you guys got to sign up for the PlayStation Network and PlayStation Plus to play Helldivers, yeah, lose your fucking mind. Sure, I don't care. That makes sense. You got to pay money now? No. Yeah. Okay, but sign up for this free account, give them almost zero information. Who cares? You guys probably all play Call of Duty. Like, you're doing the same thing. Activision's been doing it for a decade. Like, you cannot sign into Call of Duty without an Activision account. No one cares about that. You never heard anybody uproar when that was announced. That wasn't always the case. You used to be able to do it on the fucking PlayStation servers. All time. Xbox servers. Didn't have sign up for anything. And all of a sudden you got this big, like, shitty-ass browser thing pop up on your console if you're not playing on a computer. That's, like, the worst way to sign in ever. Oh, my God. What a miserable nightmare that was. Nobody lost their shit over that. I just don't know what's going on. It's these fucking PC gamers. They're so scared of consoles that they're losing their damn mind. Because they think they have to, like, play on console all of a sudden because they have a PlayStation Network account. Like, guys, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's just dumb. That's just dumb.
You gonna talk about Stellar Blade or what?
I'm a little off. I might cut out that Grum shit for the podcast. I went a little off.
Nah. You want to talk about getting some engagement? All you got to do is post it and just mention that we talk about Grums briefly, and you will get so much engagement. It won't be the kind of engagement that you want, but YouTube algorithm does not care if you have positive or negative engagement. All it cares about is people are interacting and leaving comments. You'll get a lot of comments that you will not want to read, but you will get them.
Oh, man. It's just crazy. I don't know. Yeah.
Be an interaction farmer.
No.
Smile.
Fuck, I hate those people.
Listen, if he leaves it in and you're watching this right now and you're angry that we talk some shit, leave a comment down below.
Please don't kill me. Or please don't tell me to kill myself. Or that you're going to come and find me and kill my family. You know all the people in the SGC are going to leave those comments now, just to troll me.
Maybe.
That's
maybe.
Right.
Guess we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Nobody makes it this far into the podcast, so it makes no difference. Okay. I guess, yeah. So, I told everybody last week that I was going to play Stellar Blade and then report back.
Yeah. How did you feel about your Jiggle Physics anime game?
So, first, quick, if you missed last week, the reason I wanted to do it was because there was a psychotic amount of people all over the controversy on the internet. First off, you know, there was always the controversy about how sexualized the game was, blah, 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 blah. Sexy outfits, sexy ladies, sexy booty, sexy boobies, you know, those types of things.
Who cares?
Okay. And then there was the controversy immediately because one of the most revealing outfits, but not the most revealing, which is ironic because you can still wear bathing suits in the game, got a little bit of lace across the cleavage to cover up some of the booba.
Bro, you can still wear the skin suit.
You can, which is ironic. But, yeah, and there was another one too. And I guess I got rid of one that had a camel toe in it. Which
it's still there. They just removed the camel toe from the...
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. They fixed the vagina region of the outfit. Anyway, so people were losing their damn mind over that. There was a petition.
Censorship!
You know, yeah, censorship, all that jazz, yada, yada, yada. There was a petition, which I'm pretty sure was started by Grimm's. Fucking loser.
It was.
To free Stellar Blade, and then all the trolls on those guys hopped on that and was like, oh yeah, Stellar Blade should be free, thanks. And stuff like that. So anyway, it was a big back and forth between both sides of the community. But while all this was happening, I was hearing a lot of word of mouth that under all of this controversy, there was a really good action RPG baked underneath. So I said, you know what? I didn't even want to play Stellar Blade. It was not my style thing. I didn't think anyway. But all of this stuff made me want to check it out to see if it's a good game and report back to some people that maybe want to play it. And I am very happy to announce that I think Stellar Blade is actually a really good game. I've played it now for probably 15 to 20 hours. The combat in that game is incredibly addictive. It's a lot of fun. It's very well thought out. Very enjoyable. It's parry and dodge based. So if you're not good at that shit, don't do it. The story's whatever. You know, not super important or interesting. I mean, you might find it interesting. Yeah, so basically you start off in this pretty linear area. You're going through, you're learning how to fight, you're kicking some booty. Your best friend gets her arm cut off and murdered, so that was fun. That's like first 5 minutes, guys, not a spoiler. And you don't even know her name when she gets murdered, so it's totally cool. You get pulled out of your little pod, though, in this slow motion scene where you're in your skin suit and your boobs are jiggling and stuff. So, like, that's for all you nerdy, horny gamers. So that's there, like literally first 10 seconds of the game. So yeah, I hope you guys are all excited. You know, you go through this linear area, you go to the main hub where there's a bunch of missions, all that type of stuff, and then you get to go to this open area where you get to do whatever you want, go do side quests, have fun, explore, find secrets, go underground, swim through tunnels, fight a bunch of shit, have some fun. It's very enjoyable, and then you can go finish, you know, go back to your storyline. It takes you to a next semi-linear part with like turns and twists through the game, and then after that you go do another open area, do the kind of the same thing again. Now you can skip all that shit, streamline it. It's a pretty quick game. You probably get it done in like, I don't know, 12-15 hours. I'm not done yet, so I'm estimating, but I've heard it's not that long. And you can 100% it in somewhere between, I don't know, 25 and 35 hours, which seems like perfect amount of number. It's got baked in New Game Plus already into the game. You know, a lot of people have been releasing that afterwards, so that's nice. You don't have to wait. It's got like 40 plus costumes, all free, no DLC. You just earn them in game. I know, hard to fucking believe, right? Yeah, some of them are super sexualized. One of them is a fucking giant teddy bear costume that shows zero skin. Like, you don't have to play the game like a fucking degenerate if you don't want to. But also, when she's in that stuff, you don't really notice it when you're playing the game. Very much. Sometimes in cutscenes, you get like a face full of side boob, and you're like, all right, maybe I'll put something else on. Or you're like, all right, this is good. I mean, I guess it depends on your perspective. I ironically posted a Twitter pic about that, actually, and said Stellar Blade, 10 out of 10. Got some likes. I thought it was pretty funny. It's just a cutscene where it's like you just like get a face full of side boob. It was nice. Because of what I was in, though. That's my fault. I was wearing the bunny costume at the time, which is the one that they censored with the lace. It's still pretty, like, it's a pretty attractive costume if you're into that type of thing, so people need to chill out. You barely look at the front of your character. You're looking at the side and the back of your character the whole time. Who cares if they put some lace on her front? Like, what are you turning the camera around in-game and running while facing your character? You're gonna get fucking murdered. The game's not easy too. I wouldn't akin it to like a Souls-like, but they steal some of the mechanics from that. It's similar to Jedi Fallen Order. You have camps all through like these open areas and these linear portions. When you rest at them, you have a refillable potion meter, and all the enemies respawn. So like the same concept. It's not the game itself though. Like the enemies aren't as hard. So that's the exact same thing that Souls-like games do. But the enemies and the bosses are not even close on a level of difficulty that
right.
like a Souls game is. So same kind of mechanics, but much easier game itself. I've been playing most of it on my PlayStation Portal, so it doesn't require, perfect skill to play that game. PlayStation Portal, small screen. There's slight amounts of input lag. Not very much, but like enough that if it was like a Souls-like game, I probably wouldn't want to play it on a Portal. So yeah, fun game, not too hard, very fun combat, addictive. I'm gonna continue playing it, probably gonna finish it. Don't know if I'll do New Game Plus, maybe if it's required for the Platinum. Overall, yeah, I'd give that game like an 8.5 out of 10. Absolutely, I think that's pretty good. It's a fun action game, and if you like your character to be really attractive, then it's even better for you. Congrats. But it doesn't deserve the controversy it's getting. It's a good game. It's a good game baked underneath all that nonsense that they're talking about. So if you like action games or action RPGs, yeah, get in there. Have fun. And the music is sick. Super Japanesey, but sick. Like really good. If you like anime music, you like this music in the game. That's all I really got to say about it. Play the game. Right. Play it. I think it's fun. If you don't like action games,
I played the demo. Didn't really wow me.
The game's a lot faster than I thought it was going to be, though. A lot of people playing the demo made these videos that made the game look really, really slow. It's not. Not for me, anyway. There's you get into it, or you get abilities. There's a charge ability that gets you to the enemy fast. There's combo abilities, and then there's there's the riposte or parry abilities. That's all happening. You're doing all that, and then there's a counter ability, and then there's like a backup counter ability. They're all different button presses, and when you get all that flowing at once, you're parrying, bashing, dashing, going backwards, doing flips, kicking, and it's all like one smooth motion, and it's definitely not slow. Like, I definitely got a little bit misled by some videos on the internet. Maybe it was like the very first encounter, but yeah, no. The game's not that slow. And that's okay if you played the demo and you didn't really like it. Yeah, it's just more of that. Obviously, you get more abilities, and things get more difficult, and bosses get a little bit more interesting when the combat comes to play. You do fight a lot of like generic soldier enemies that probably get a little boring, but once you start doing some of the other stuff that requires you to actually know more of the combos and moves and counters and ripostes and parries and I can't think of one of them. It's when you jump back and do a thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It gets good. Fun game.
Alright. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, thanks. Alright. You play anything this week other than Destiny?
No, I've just been grinding Onslaught. Onslaught every day, all day when I'm playing Destiny. Getting my rolls done. I've gotten my god rolls for everything except for Blast Furnace, and I could still improve my Edge Transit, but I'm almost done. The end is in sight.
Ooh, what's the Edge Transit god roll?
Well, there's two of them. Envious and Bait and Switch with mini frags or with spike grenades. Or the one I like more, you could also do auto loading instead of Envious. Either Envious or auto loading with Deconstruct, because it gives you free ammunition. Every time you get 2 hits, you get a free round of ammunition directly in the mag. So the 6-round mag becomes 9 rounds. So effectively, it's a 33% damage boost or whatever.
That's nice, yeah. That's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it a lot. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think there's anything else I want to talk about. I want to talk about Helldivers, Stellar Blade, and wait, did we talk about anything else? I can't remember.
And Destiny.
No, yeah, Destiny, but I thought there was 3 random news stories. Stellar's not really news story. Whatever. Well, that's all I got anyway. So if I forgot about something, then oh well. Hey, you got to 2 hours. Congrats. Oh man, right to the end of the podcast. And I looked at the chat. It's too bad. All right, I think that wraps us up. So I do have 2 things to say as the end of the podcast. So first thing, yeah, once again, if you didn't hear the beginning and you're here now, you're not part of the Shrouded gaming community, big community. Stop barking, wreck. We have. You can join our Destiny community by going to our Discord, shroudedgaming.com/discord. We play other stuff, but you know it's a Destiny community that dabbles in the other things within our mini clans within. So we've got a lot of members, about 12,000, and we're all looking to play Destiny with you. We're doing you know, Onslaught, you know, teaching, raids, carrying, Pantheon, lots of different stuff. People playing Crucible, not a lot, but there's definitely some people in there that play Crucible still. And we're all looking forward to the final shape. So if you need a clan or you need some people to play with, you don't need to join our clans. Our Discord is open, as long as you're not a douchebag and try to recruit everyone. You're all welcome there. Oh, the other thing is, yeah, I created. I didn't create. All right, we made. I posted it earlier in our Patreon account. We're doing one of the big game pads again this month for the collector's edition. Not the collector's edition, the collector's vault tier. I just wanted to show everybody. This is what it's going to look like. So this is a big game pad. It's one of the big ones. So like 33 by 18 or some shit like that. We stole the Extra Life logo for this year, put it on this. It's not going to be available to buy for the charity. Just we're giving it out. We're giving it away to our collector's edition Patreon members. So if you're interested, patreon.com/Shrouded Gaming. Check it out, collector's edition. There's other stuff you can get to, but that's a special tier that gets you exclusive merchandise every month. So enjoy. There it is. Goodbye. Well, goodbye to this. I'm moving it. Do you want to talk about the Pantheon rolls?
Yeah, so while Pantheon is rolling on and available, anybody who's part of the SGC community, being in one of our clans, you will be able to earn for yourself a title depending on the highest level of Pantheon you've been able to clear. Right now, the titles are, what are they? Brave, Hero, Master, Brave, Hero, Legend, and Master. Those are going to change to something. I just needed something as a placeholder. But that will immortalize your Pantheon accomplishments for the next 12 months. In addition, if you clear one of those activities, then go back in for a second run where you help carry somebody through it. You will also be eligible to claim the Get in My Backpack role. So if you're enjoying Pantheon and enjoying helping people, make sure you take some screen caps of what you've been doing and head on over to the Pantheon role request channel on the server and let me know what you've done so I can get you your roles. So we're doing this in lieu of Derelict Prime this month. There's so much content in Destiny right now that is the kind of content you run over and over and over again. I thought it'd be better to focus on that stuff than a standalone event that asked you to play Gambino. So here we are.
Smart. Nobody wants to play Gambit right now, not with Pantheon and Ocelot out there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I don't know. What are you thinking for the names? You got any ideas yet?
No, I think I want to go more of the ye olde traditional SGC with them. So inappropriate and fun, not all serious and edgelordy. So
okay.
We'll see what that turns into.
Wait, not serious and edgelord. Isn't fun edgelordy?
No, I don't want to make cringe rolls. I will never make a roll that I find personally to be extra cringe.
What?
Right.
Oh wait. I want to know what's extra cringe in our rolls right now. I'm curious what you think.
Well, so like somebody suggested that I make make a roll for Big Bro one time, right? Because there's that whole big bro, little bro thing that was going on for a while. I found that extra cringe. Never gonna happen. Sorry. Not for one of my events.
I hated when people said that. And Cookie said it all the time. And I just wanted to punch him in his stupid face.
Now. We don't advocate violence here on the Shrouded Gaming Community podcast.
I didn't punch him. I said I wanted to. There's a big difference.
Okay. But, I don't like that edgelordy stuff. If it's gonna be cringe, I want it to be cringe in a dirty and fun way. That's all.
Why? So more people leave the community?
The kind of stuff people complained about before. It's only for 12 months. They can live with it for 12 months.
The only thing I remember anybody complaining about was being called Zavala's bitch.
A number of people, including Cookie, complained about all the Rolk rolls that were foot related.
That was true. Yeah, we changed those because we're little bitches too, aren't we?
Because people were complaining about them, yes.
Yeah, but we could have stood our ground. Told them to fuck off. Unlucky. I hate making people happy sometimes. What did we change those to? They're probably super boring now. Here, let me look. I have them right here.
They're serious and edgelordy.
Shrouded got woke. Yeah, I wouldn't say we're quite woke yet, but yeah, we're pretty close. They're all serious and edgelordy. Well, they're probably serious. I don't consider serious and edgelord the same thing. Edgelord is like...
I'm trying to express the feeling that they're giving, you know?
See, like if I saw like foot fetishists, I would consider that like edgelordy. Personally.
No.
Yeah.
That's not what comes to mind when I think of edgelord.
No, I think we're thinking different things. That's okay. What is that? VOTD Vow. Here we go. Yeah. Oh wait, no, that's what? These are terrible. Why is Deep Defiant the Vow roll? Cryptographer and Archivist. Oh my god, they're so boring. Fuck you. Yep. Fuck all you that complained about foot fetish being a terrible one. It was perfect. I'm so annoyed that we fixed that. Let's turn everything terrible. Let's make them all the worst. Like instead of tether bitch, we'll just put cum dumpster.
No, Greener, we're not going to do that.
Why? I can do whatever I want. I own this shit.
I realize it's your community, but we're not going to do that.
I can do whatever I want.
You could go all double down on neuro behavior, but I don't think you're going to. So.
No, Neuro would never put cum dumpster as a role, so careful. He wouldn't do anything that was fun or funny. Everything had to be super perfect and serious all the time. No jokes. Imagine putting 2 clan names in your tag.
All right.
End of the world!
Why don't we outro, and then we can have this conversation as the post show.
All right. Fine, let's get out of here. I forgot what we were doing. Oh, the podcast.
Outro. Outro.
I'm just trolling. All right, thanks for coming. Thanks for watching this week of Shrouded, episode 60. It was a spicy one. Thanks for being here. You're all amazing. I was your host, AGreener, co-host, Mr. Wreck. Thanks. Have a good night.
Woo!